I like this next subtopic, and that's all about labor mix, right? Project manager, everybody in this room can speak to whether they're a full-time employee, a contractor who's a full-time employee to a staffing firm, or a contractor who just subcontracts, or they're with a consultant and they do project management firm, or they're part-time, there's all kinds of things in between. So, Craig, Lallemand Deer, spikes in workload, what is it that drives a decision? We're going to hire somebody full-time versus contractor versus plan C?
Yeah, that's a great question. So from our perspective, our organization has evolved significantly over the last 8 years that I've been there. We went from a state of, many of you know we did a restructuring that we completed 5 years ago because of our capital situation. Prior to that, we were on a much different trajectory than we are now. We're in a much different position. So the approach we took back then was always hold the line, no new head count. If you need to, so the business situation primarily dictated that we would be bringing in external resources. Now we're in a little bit of a different mix. So we're in a growth mode. We have what I would call a bit of a hybrid, where we are starting to hire more. But still, what it comes down to in our world is prioritization. So it comes back to the question that Craig talked about around how important is that, the technical or functional knowledge, I guess, and how does that compare to those needs and other skill sets? So if I'm given, let's just say 10 head count for next year, I have to prioritize those across my testing organization, across my business analysis organization, across my release management team, across my business or my project management team and my portfolio management team, for example. So when I look at where those skill sets are, then what generally has weighed out is the functional knowledge in some areas, like the business analysis team, has been more important, and I've been apt to bring those in-house first. I think the skills of a project manager are more transferable, so therefore, just again, business situation, we have tended to bring in more folks externally to help ramp our organization. I don't know if we hit on the contract to hire yet. I'll just touch on that, so I won't come back in and jump to that. Because of the recruiting challenges that we've seen, so we've seen across all of the technology space, whether it's from a development and architecture perspective, infrastructure support, even the project management aspects, we've had a challenge really recruiting the types of experienced resources we're looking for. So quite often we will use the contract to hire, kind of the try and buy scenario, where we'll bring somebody on for 6 months, give them an opportunity to see how they fit into, kind of back to the culture. Very fast-paced, dealing with a lot of ambiguity. How well will they fit into that type of culture? And then give us the opportunity to see how they're going to mesh with us as well.